Welcome into Rapid Recap presented by Dreamfinders Homes. The Jaguars lose this one to the Houston Texans, a close one, 27-25. Overall, there's things you can build on. Offensively, defensively, I think we all would say that Jake Luton overall had a good performance, John, but in the press conference, he was the first to say there were some throws I wish I could have back, but we expected that with a rookie.
Yeah, for a rookie quarterback with, again, everybody knows, first snaps, not just the first start. The cynics among us would look and see there were 2 or 3 plays in the first half that could have been bad turnovers. This could have been rookie quarterback day. Those don't count in the NFL if you don't make them. And he deserves a ton of credit, not just for the 73-yard play, but obviously the really good clutch drive at the end. He made plays that mattered. He did his job. He did a nice job. I think he's the guy going forward. And he's earned that until he stops earning it at this point.
Hey, my mom could make the call that he's the guy going forward. I mean, it's so obvious. And I mean, John, the throw to DJ Chark, he stood in the pocket. He could see what was going on. I mean, everyone was impressed with that throw because it's a 73-yard touchdown. There were a couple of others. There was one rolling to his right in the third quarter where he found Chris Conley for a big game that set up a field goal attempt in the third quarter. And then there was one in the fourth quarter that drew the pass interference call. I mean, he's on the run, being chased, and he delivers a dime. The guy, that is an NFL arm, folks. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Not just the size and the prototype and the athleticism that he showed on the touchdown run, but his pocket presence was fantastic today. I really didn't ever see him get rattled. He was aware of what was going on around him. I was thoroughly impressed. Now, I'm still drafting a quarterback with my first overall pick, but now it looks like I've got the opportunity to maybe have 2. I'll take 2. For generation, we haven't seen 1. I'll take 2. This kid is an absolute thumbs up on his first NFL start.
Yes, definitely good to have options, and it's crazy that 73-yard play. Him and DJ Chark mentioned that they practiced it 3 times in practice. It didn't go well in practice, so then to have the confidence for it to succeed in the game is definitely thumbs up for him. So now we go to the defensive side of the ball, John, and Myles Jack stands out there. 11 tackles, game-changing plays. We all were waiting for this big game for Myles, and it happened.
Well, it was a fantastic performance in a season of fantastic performances for him. This is about the peak of the Jaguars defense this year, meaning when he's in the game, when he's playing like that. Cincinnati, remember, he had the turnover right before he got hurt that kept them in that. He gives them a chance to break serve. He gives them a chance to stay in that 25-28 range and get the ball back for the offense a couple of times. This is not, Brian, going to be a 10-point defense. When Myles is on the field, he gives them enough of a chance that if the offense plays well, they can be even. They're never going to win games defensively this year.
No, you're right, John. And I'm patting myself on the back as he might, he will, he won't, he might this week. And I said he might not, although I was wrong on one thing. He made that play there at the end of the second quarter where he made the tackle and stripped the ball away and gave the offense the short field. So, I mean, he was just terrific. And look, people have been asking for Todd Wash to do something dramatic and change something. Well, he could today because Myles was on the field. They ran that amoeba package where there were no down defensive linemen, and the quarterback couldn't decipher where the pressure was coming from. It was a very successful package today. Well, they can't do that without Myles Jack able to cover a receiver or a tight end off the line of scrimmage and bottle things up. Jack is the best player on defense right now. Although I saw enough, John, from Josh Allen today early on where he was moving and coming with the rush and chasing plays down from behind that made me think you got a couple of really good ones here.
Yeah, Josh is fine. One final thing before we go, guys, has to be mentioned. Awful break for the Jaguars with that 2 or 3 second after, those kind of plays don't mean that they played well enough to win. You still lost. But in this season where they could certainly use a break, boy, was that a tough one to give up a 77-yard play on a play that shouldn't have counted. Doug was very good to not get fined in the postgame. So, maybe I'll say it for him. They missed that one, and boy, is that too bad for this team.
It is. Doug Marrone visibly frustrated, and I think we all can understand why, but nonetheless, the Jaguars lose this one in a close one to the Houston Texans. We'll have much more about this game tomorrow morning on Jags Drive Time.